scoff if you must at the notion of a Jaguar crossover, but it's important to keep in mind that without one, the storied British brand may have been on the way to taking a permanent catnap. The F-Pace hit the market last May and finished 2016 slightly north of 10,000 vehicles sold. It was an impressive start. In only 8 months, the F-Pace helped Jaguar more than double its sales compared to 2015. So the demand has clearly been there out of the gate, but nevertheless there are those who wonder how much of its ethos Jaguar is sacrificing in the name of hitting sales targets. There were similar questions when Porsche launched the Cayenne and that worked out just fine, but these are crossover-crazed times, and Jaguar insists that the F-Pace contains numerous strains of the brand's DNA. To find out if that's really the case, and to see how well Jag's first-ever SUV can withstand 12 months hard and fun miles, we nabbed one for a 4 seasons test. From the moment it arrived, the F-Pace didn't exactly darken our parking lot. Far from it. It's a handsome brute of a ute, thanks to the efforts of. The F-Pace's stance is taut and athletic, sleek without being too rakish. Stylistically it's more in step with the Mercedes GLE Coupe and BMW X6 than the Lexus RX, but it doesn't tape any of them necessarily. Sometimes a car's design is only as good as its color palette, and we were quite pleased with our choice of vibrant Italian racing red, $550. We also added the aptly named black package, $350, that darkens up several exterior trim pieces. It's an aggressive stance befitting the ferocious-looking feline adorning the grille. While it certainly looks the part, Jaguar knew the F-Pace also had to have the chops under the skin and in the cabin to battle the competition. So it worked overtime to make sure the F-Pace's performance envelope backed up its go-fast appearance. It also strove to ensure its interior was top-notch and space ample enough to take on the luxury-oriented crossovers in its class. It had initially benchmarked the BMW X4 and Audi Q5, but according to a discussion we previously had with the head of the F-Pace's off-road capabilities, the engineering team reportedly went back to the lab when the Porsche Macan broke cover. As a result, Jaguar claims the F-Pace is nearly as agile as. In our F-Type, the 3.0-liter shouted through a standard selectable active exhaust, offering up a Banshee soundtrack with cracks and pops on overrun that harkened back to the less restricted sixes of the 1960s. It's a feature not offered on the F-Pace that we miss, which has left some editors less than impressed with the crossover's more muted war cry. Drones with just a hint of supercharger whine instead of something more musical, notes senior editor Kirill Ugarov. The F-Pace's supercharged firepower is expertly routed through what has become an industry standard, Jaguar-optimized ZF-sourced 8-speed automatic that the brand employs throughout its lineup. Power is distributed to all 4 wheels through Jaguar's AWD system, incorporating its advanced adaptive dynamic surface response system that adjusts steering, engine, transmission, and stability control based on rolling resistance and tire slip. This provides the SUV with a sure-footedness that makes it feel smaller and lower to the ground than it is. Combined with double wishbone suspension setup in the front and a subframe-mounted multi-link system in the rear, a curb weight just over 4,100 pounds, and a monocoque comprised mostly of aluminum, the F-Pace is as agile as any hot hatch. All that extra chassis work. Inside, while the cabin's presentation errs on the crisp, sporty side rather than one of ornate British luxury, its design flows smoothly, appearing to have coalesced together rather than built in separate components. In order to amp up the interior's luxury factor, we checked off nearly every package and add-on available. The technology package, $3,200, includes a suite of features, including an upgraded 825-watt, 17-speaker Meridian sound system, navigation, and in-car Wi-Fi. The driver assistance package, $3,200, adds a dash of safety and sensibility to the mix, with a 360-degree camera setup, adaptive cruise control, and traffic sign recognition among the features. Jaguar Land Rover's in-control navigation, Infotainment system has garnered mixed reviews from our testers and other vehicles thanks to some glitches and sluggishness, but to its credit JLR has been constantly updating it. Our unit is the upgraded InControl Touch Pro with a 10.2-inch screen and quad-core processor, and so far so good from it, colorful and responsive. The Meridian sound system is outstanding, but we're not in love with their rear-view camera's odd angle. We also opted for some additional pampering by ordering up the Comfort and Convenience Pack, an $1,800 grouping that includes climate-controlled front seats and heated, power-reclining rear seats, and the $2,200 luxury interior option, adding accoutrements like four-way climate control, a lockable and cooled glove box, and configurable interior mood lighting. Sprinkle on a few extras like the heated front windshield, $375, head-up display, $990, and the nifty activity key armband that allows us to leave the heavy metal key in the car while we wear an access key on the wrist, $400, and our F-Pace S settled in at $71,360 as tested. So far we haven't shied away from putting the F-Pace to work, whether it's turning heads at the restaurant valet stand or soaking up sun with a surfboard on the roof. Editor-in-Chief Mike Floyd recently had some family in town, and found the F-Pace to be a perfect try to shuttle them around in. We got lots of admiring looks, there was plenty of room for four, and I had no issues getting up to speed with everyone on board. It's a classy around-town crossover that's right at the top of the class, said Floyd. It was a no-brainer for